Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. So for those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love. All the information will be linked in the description box below to book your own reading with me. So we're gonna look at an updated look at Storm Monroe because so much stuff popped off. So oh my goodness, like I was gone for a couple days catching up on all the readings that you guys booked for my Black Friday sale, and I had literally just gotten off of the phone with a client and went on YouTube just to see what was trending to pick something to listen to while I answered emails, and I saw Nosy Ho was live with Jaguar Wright and I am Tia B, Tia Billionaire, and I had only just tuned in for like a couple minutes, and Tia actually was talking about how somebody had sent her my previous video saying that Storm was going to have a meltdown, and so they mentioned me. So I will post that clip coming up soon. It was a 6-hour live, so I have to go back and find it so I can screen record, but thank you to Nosy Ho. She did give me permission that I can repost it, and thank you so much to Tia and Jaguar as well for talking about me. And you know, Tia is kind of funny because I was talking to her earlier and I was like, dang girl, you really have been in the middle of all of this. Either she's on live when stuff is popping off, or Jaguar's using her account because hers was getting messed with, or they're in the same room or something. So it is kind of funny like how Tia just got pulled into it. I know she's not thrilled on being pulled into all this, but you know, so just shout out to all of them. So oh my goodness, Storm. What in the heck? So I guess the first thing for us to ask is, you know, Jesus Christ, I mean, I want to ask if him and Tasha were not talking or not getting along when him and Jaguar first connected. Let's start there. So, Spirit, please join us to give us any information in regards to Storm Monroe, Tasha K, Jaguar Wright, everything that is going on with their connections and disconnections in this moment. Spirit, we thank you for joining us. We ask for your intentional clarity and understanding and knowledge, not with the purpose of any malintent or negativity. We thank you, Spirit. We ask about this reading. Let us stay on watch. Okay, we love you, Spirit. Thank you for joining us. Spirit, please tell us when Jaguar Wright and Storm Monroe first connected, was Storm separating himself from Tasha? I think we asked that in the last reading, but there's so much involved in this and so much going on that I'm like, where do we even start? 4, 5, 6. Because it really is a lot, you know. And I did look at his social blade before this, and it said that his views had been down 30% over the last month, and he's now lost 9,000 subscribers. So, because people were saying that he was losing subs, so I just wanted to go make sure, because I know one time people said somebody else lost a bunch of subs, and then, like, it turned out they didn't, or I don't know. So I just always try to go double check if I have a minute. You know, honestly, they weren't. Like, they were not getting along when Jaguar came into the picture, because we have this Ace of Cups in reverse with the 7 of Wands and this 5 of Swords, where Storm really was disappointed in the connection that he had with Tasha, and he was trying to separate himself from her, because we have this Chariot of him trying to walk away and to move on away from the situation that he was involved in with her. And the thing is, with this Wheel of Fortune, the 3 of Swords, and this Justice card, it's about the way that Tasha was being perceived and the things that she was getting involved with. And Storm wanting to protect himself. Like, if you do go down because of a Cardi B lawsuit, or you do something that, you know, like gets everybody hyped and going and stuff, like, I don't want to then become a casualty, you know, the innocent bystander, and nobody wants to mess with me because of my connection to you. So he was trying to figure his way out of that situation. And see, it's like with this Moon card, this Nine of Swords, and then Tasha showing up as this Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like once things started coming to light and once Storm got over the initial excitement of being so connected to Tasha and he started really seeing like who she really was, he did not like it. He didn't. And so with this King of Cups and this Five of Cups, he had to accept that like his perception of her and who she really was wasn't what he initially believed. So it's like if he was sitting there telling himself like, Tasha's right, all these people who are always coming after her are just jealous. But then after working with her for 7-8 months, you're seeing, oh my God, no, Tasha's really screwing around and she's saying all these crazy things to people and doing all these crazy things, and no wonder like people don't like her. And then it's like, oh shit, like I don't want to like burn and crash with you. So with this Ten of Swords and this Four of Swords, they definitely were not, they were like either on the outs or right about to be completely on the outs from one another. So Spirit, up until recently, after this Jaguar Wright interview, were Storm and Tasha in a good place? Were Storm and Tasha in a good place? And you guys, I'm just going to throw out this random thing that Spirit just said to me right now. Expect that Storm will try to pull in some big names, number one, on his channel to recapture what he's lost, and also to get the focus off of what just happened and to be like, oh my God, Storm just talked to Dr. Dre or something, you know. But also, we're going to see that he is going to go out of his way to start hinting that he's dating somebody. And remember I said in the last reading that he would be very over the like, oh, my girlfriend made me lunch today. Oh, my girlfriend this. Oh, my girlfriend that. We're going to start getting like the precursor to that where it's like, well, I was out to dinner with somebody last night, and then people are asking, he's like, you guys get out of my business. Like not wanting to, you know, really say like what's really going on. And that is also his way of sort of trying to get people to focus on something else. And since he knows that his personal life is such an up in the air question, it's like what will get people attention diverted the most. If you think I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know, because I'm being very vague about the things I say, and you're all going to sit here on pins and needles trying to figure out who's this person and is it a man or a woman, then you're not going to be so focused on, oh, Storm just acted like this, you know, and because there's obviously people are very split. Some people think that he was righteous in what he did going off on Jaguar, where others think that, you know, it definitely wasn't where, you know, he should have gone with things. And so it's up to you which side you're on. I'm just saying, you know, okay, so with this Queen of Pentacles and this Nine of Cups, him and Tasha at some point before the Jaguar Wright interview dropped had started to get into a better place again. It's talking about here, like when he did make this connection with this Page of Swords and Knight of Cups energy to Jaguar, who's this Queen of Wands, he thought that it was honestly going to be a good thing. Like, he really didn't think that Tasha was going to take it in the direction that she did. Like, he thought, okay, cool, maybe Tasha will understand, like, why I liked Jaguar, or maybe this will somehow, like, make all of us, like, sort of come together, and that'll change the vibe, because he was still having a hard time reconciling the fact that Tasha wasn't who he thought she was. And it was that I don't want to have to accept that you really are the person that everybody told me you were. So if I have this last little thing that'll give me some sort of hope to hold on to, that, you know, my initial thing thought that you weren't that bad was the case, then I can comfortably live with myself, right? So obviously we see that, you know, with this Nine of Swords, the moon and the sun, that Tasha's intentions were not great. Everybody sees this, it's exposed, and Storm has to go back to accepting that me and Tasha, you know, maybe that is something that I need to be working my way out of. And see, it's like, as Jaguar, you know, comes out and starts to expose things about this partnership that was going on, just sort of point fingers at things that we should pay attention to, then he took a step back because he was initially, like what Spirit is saying is, initially, he really wasn't like mad at her. He really wasn't. He was trying to see which way is the pendulum gonna swing with all of this. You know, like, are people going to harp on this, or is this gonna be something that people get over quickly? Are they gonna blame me, or are they only gonna blame Tasha? You know, like, he was just waiting to see what was going to happen before he took any action on his own, either towards cutting things off with Tasha or cutting things off with Jaguar. Now, with this Page of Cups, this Nine of Wands, and this Ten of Wands, it is talking about, you know, here comes Tasha. And she's got a lot of stories, a lot of things, a lot of manipulation to spin towards Storm about what was going on. And she took advantage of him just, you know, still having that, like, loyalty to her, even though she has screwed him over, and she was able to manipulate him into, or convince him, or whatever word you want to call it. You know, the wands can be cards of manipulation. But she was able to convince him to come back on her side, taking her side. And with the Seven of Swords, you know, obviously we all see that Jaguar has now been the one who has been ousted. So let's ask the cards, Spirit, why did Storm take Tasha's side in all of this over Jaguar's? Because you guys, like, I feel like she really had to work him up and really, like, this is the thing that I don't know if you guys have noticed about Tasha, because I noticed that the way that she did this to Armand, she pays attention to people's weaknesses. You know, she's obviously, we've seen her do this to a lot of people, Cardi as well. And she knows how to just get right in there and boom, you know, and just activate that. And so I feel like that's what she does a lot with Storm as well. You know, where she knows how to just, okay, this is Storm's, you know, insecurity, or this is his hang up, or this is his weakness, or this is the thing that he worries about. I'm going to sit there and harp on that and prey on that part of it. And that's what's going to get you to then get angry enough to start taking my side, because I hyped you up enough. Like, well, look what she did when she did this. And you know how your mom used to do that to you. And you told her that your mom used to do that to you, and she still did it to you. What kind of person would do that if they really were your friend the way that she said she was? Huh, Storm? Huh? And she tried to hook you up with a 50-year-old man on top of it? Really? What kind of person is that, Storm? You know, we've all seen how Tasha talks like that. So I can totally see how she would be able to, you know, twist and turn and get him to come onto her side. And you could tell that Storm has chosen to believe that Jaguar lied about him and that he was hurt. Like, I will give him that. I didn't watch his whole entire video. I watched clips on other people's channels because, to be honest with you, it was just such dark, negative energy. And I'm tired, and I've been doing a lot of other stuff, and I just don't want to sit there and listen to people yelling for an hour. So I'd rather watch somebody else's 10-minute breakdown video on it, you know, and catch the clips that meant something or were actually important. to the whole story rather than just the shade being thrown and the stuff that was the rambling and the screaming and stuff. So, well, number one, he sees that he has transformed into this King of Pentacles by his association with the Queen of Pentacles, being Tasha, right? And with him, it's like he feels like, I mean, I know that he definitely does attribute a lot of it to the law of attraction, manifestation, things like that, which, you know, is showing up here as his thought process with it. But he also does feel like if he hadn't had the connection to Tasha, if he hadn't had the opportunities that came his way by being connected to her with the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups, he never would have popped off as quickly as he had, as fast as he had, made the connections that he had. It's like, I might have gotten there someday, but it would have taken a lot longer and a lot more work to get to where she got me as quickly as she did. And so with this Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups, it's not only about the loyalty, but also he was very afraid about losing. And this is what Spirit is also saying here. With this Two of Cups in reverse and this Page of Cups and Seven of Swords and Knight of Wands, he saw what she did to Armand. He saw what she did to other people that were not as close to her as he is. And it's like, if you had that vitriol or anger, or were willing to stir the pot enough to get people to get upset and go attack those people, what are you gonna do to me? Because I was a hell of a lot closer to you than Armand Wiggins ever was, you know. So there was that fear of, I don't want to be your next target. I don't want to be the next person that you come after. I don't know if I'm capable of handling that, but also I'm not ready to take any financial hit that may bring. Storm's just very driven by the money. But I'll tell you this, with this Five of Cups, this Ten of Swords, and this Four of Pentacles, not only does he already feel deep down inside that he made a mistake doing this, and that he went against, if if there was no money involved and this would not have affected his way of life in any way, shape, or form, he would have chose differently. And he's very aware of that, and he is beating himself up for it, but there is this money, money, money at the root of all of it. All right. So, Spirit, does Storm really believe that Jaguar Wright lied about him? Does Storm really believe Jaguar Wright lied about him? Does Storm really believe that Jaguar Wright lied about him? And I will tell you this, you guys. I was on Willie Vanilli's live as Jaguar was saying the stuff about Armand that's at the center of all of this, and I never took it as Storm being in on what was going on. I took it as more of her being like, yeah, Tasha's intention was to raise up Storm to crush Armand, but I never took it as her saying that Storm was knowingly in on it, if that makes sense. So, I mean, that's not the way that I perceived her to be explaining it. I just took it as she was just airing out Tasha, but she wasn't really trying to, you know, throw Storm under the bus. But it's just odd how, you know, like the way that it has been spun and everything and what's happened and all of that. And Storm, as much as you want to keep saying, why did Willie take the video down? Willie lost his channel too for a while, so I don't know if he got it back or not, but keep that in mind. Okay. You guys, for whatever reason, because see, here he had Jaguar as well as this Queen of Cups person, which I'm feeling is Tia. He had these two women, you know, trying to warn him, trying to prevent him from getting himself in deeper into a situation that would end up blowing up in his face. And so, you know, he's sitting here listening to them, telling him like, hey, Storm, watch out. And I know that Tia, you know, being a pastor, and I don't know what exactly she refers to herself as, but there are a lot of pastors who are prophets or messengers, and they call themselves different things. You know, she spoke messages that she got from Spirit to him as well, warning him about that, because her and Jaguar were speaking about that on Nosy Ho Lives. And Storm's sitting there, you know, being told this by them. And then he's got Tasha in his ear telling him a different story later on. And so, honestly, you guys, with this 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, he felt like he had to make a choice. You know, with this 2 of Wands, I have a choice that I have to make, and which direction am I going in? Because it's like he really felt like at this point, he couldn't continue a relationship with Tasha if he was going to continue a relationship with Jaguar, and he couldn't continue to have the same relationship with Tasha if he was going to continue to have a relationship with Jaguar. So he felt like he was very stuck in the middle and having to make a choice on which direction to go in. And this is the thing. With this 3 of Cups and the World followed by the 8 of Cups, Storm walked away from knowing what the real truth was and choosing to walk in the opposite direction, which, you guys, is the 2 of Swords and the Tower. Like, he literally walked away from the people and what he knew to be true and walked towards certain disaster, and basically all built on manipulation, exaggeration, untruths. And he did this because of this. Again, it was what is going to harm my finances at the end of the day, what's going to, you know, and it was like he felt like Tasha was the safer option when it came to his money and his career. So that's what he chose to do. And I'll tell you this, guys, a lot of that anger that he was displaying towards us, towards the tarot readers of YouTube, which you're welcome for the free reading, Storm. I hope next time you'll listen. All that kind of stuff, it's like the anger, I could just sense that it was like your anger is not at us, it's not at Jaguar, it's at yourself. If any of it is at us, it's because we told you about yourself when you didn't want to listen. But that's really it. Also, by the way, Tasha, and we will be doing a separate reading on you again with your little saying, oh, all the tarot readers, and that's devilish, and I don't do that. Would you like to explain then why you said multiple times in the past in videos that you have a spiritual advisor and a psychic yourself? But now we're all Satan and the devil and everything. Because that's the thing, Tasha. You pick and choose what parts of spirituality you want to acknowledge as real or not, depending on the story or excuse that you're giving that day. So, let's see. Storm. What is the future between the relationship between Storm, Monroe, and Tasha K? What is going to be the future of the relationship between Storm Monroe and Tasha K? And Storm, honestly, you shouldn't have said anything. You should have just, like, still, I mean, if you really were like, I'm done with Jaguar and this and that, you really truly should just shut your mouth and eat your food, because sometimes it's better to not address things and just take the high road. And for somebody that's so concerned about their bag, I don't know, I just feel like this is a part of the bigger picture of things that aren't going to work out for you. Because the thing is, a lot of people, first of all, if they didn't only come to you because they were super big Tasha fans, they came to you because you seemed more kind of down to earth and like a decent, normal person. And now I've just been hearing from all these people and seeing everywhere the complaints that you have become this person that is very cocky and very Tasha K. Jr. like. And this is the thing that Spirit was saying to me earlier, is that people already are getting fed up and not wanting to deal with that energy from Tasha. They're certainly not going to accept it from her mini-me. So you really can't afford to do things that are going to drive away a bunch of people if you're so worried about the longevity of your career. Alrighty, so I mean, first of all, guys, let's just say this. Okay, we have this Devil card here, which is that he did get manipulated and pulled into making this big spectacle of things with this Page of Pentacles and Five of Cups. And he's already regretting it. He really is. With this Strength, the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, he's trying to figure out how does he refocus his energy and his channel back into something that was good and where it was like going, you know, because now he's realizing like he did screw up and he shouldn't have done that. So he's more focused on like the bigger picture on how do I like reclaim things and everything. We will see, you know, him and Tasha, just to like sort of prove this point, work together with this Ace of Wands, this Lovers, and this Five of Wands, because with this Emperor energy here, it is about trying to prove a point. Like, we're a team. Screw you guys. Everybody who wanted to say that we weren't going to be friends anymore, we're still good, you know, like, ha ha ha, shove it in your face. So while it is appearing on the surface that everything is this 10 of Cups, not quite, because here we have the Star, the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the King of Swords with this Judgment. There's something that Tasha is going to do again that is going to be shady as shit to him, where it's like, Storm, you cannot be that blind, deaf, and dumb that you are going to pretend like this was not something purposely meant to mess with you. And it is going to be when we're thinking that, oh my God, they're having these 10 of Cups moments, because it'll be, okay, Storm and Tasha seem like they're in a great place with each other. And on top of it, Storm scored this big interview. Like, you know, again, oh, Dr. Dre's wife comes on her. That's just an example, you know. And then here Tasha gets mad and jealous and wants to take him down again and starts doing the shady shit behind the scenes. And Storm's going to actually have to cut her off. And this time when he's choosing his money by walking away from Tasha, because he's seeing that he should have done that in the first place and listened when these people were warning him not to get back into cahoots with her. Because he's going to see that if he doesn't, he's going to lose a lot. So let's just ask if Storm is ever going to try to make up with Jaguar, or what's going to happen there. And we'll do an updated reading at some point on Tasha. I just did one on her lawsuit last week. She's shown up so much in this that I just don't feel like touching it, because I just feel like for some reason she got enveloped with such a dark energy around her. It's like, I don't know if she just completely gave into her shadow side with everything that's been going on or what, but I just don't like, this is more than enough of her energy for tonight, guys. Spirit, please tell me, will Storm Monroe and Jaguar Wright ever reconcile their friendship again? You know, I've seen, obviously, because Jaguar's been doing a bunch of interviews and lives and whatnot with a lot of other people on YouTube and stuff. She just, it is sad because I feel like there was a genuine adoration that she had for Storm, and they did seem like they had this good connection. It was almost like if you're a kid, like you reconnected with your long lost cool aunt who was like traveling around the world, and you know, like she's telling you all her life lessons that she learned living overseas while she was just being this, you know, kind of nomad person or whatever. And it's like that, like they just had that kind of genuine bond, affection, whatever between them, that I haven't really seen her have that connection with anybody else. Not that she doesn't get along great with other people, it's just there was something different to that, you know. Even though he wants to, right now he won't, because it's like, I already did what I did, because with this Judgment and this Four of Swords, because we have the Chariot and the Four of Pentacles, so it's like, even though I want to, I know that that's only going to negatively affect me, my brand, my money, whatever, because then I'm going to look stupid because I already like put myself out there and like made my bed and I'm laying in it. And so it's like with this Five of Wands and this Three of Wands, it's like I don't want to look any more wishy-washy than I already did in the first place. So with this World card in reverse, the Temperance, and this Two of Swords, his pride is going to keep him from doing it. And it's like, even though there is with this Hierophant and this Page of Cups and the Ten of Swords here, like wanting to and feeling very guilty and very bad and knowing that he did something wrong, that it's just, you don't have the adult's capabilities, like you're handling it in an emotionally immature way of, I'm not gonna go ahead and like put myself out on the limb and extend the olive branch. I don't want to be embarrassed, you know, I don't want other people to think that. So it's like, if they somewhere down the road at some Hollywood industry event ran across each other, he might be like, hey, how's it going? You know, oh yeah, I'll call you and we'll talk about it later. But then you'd never hear from him. But he's never ever gonna like publicly go out of his way to apologize or make amends with her. At least not anytime soon, you guys. He's way too wrapped up in trying to prove himself and trying to feed that ego. So Storm, get out of the ego. You said you have a spiritual advisor. I think maybe you might need a better one, or else you need to have her refer you to a healer to help you work on centering yourself a little bit more. Cleanse, cut some ties, do something, because this is not gonna go in the right direction for you. I don't hate Storm, you know, like I said, I just feel like you're becoming something you shouldn't be, and this just looks like a whole entire disaster if you don't turn the ship around and start, you know, doing things differently. So anyways, guys, I know you all requested this. I hopped on as soon as I could so that I could film this for you and upload it. Make sure that you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing. We do have a giveaway going on. There is a video up for that. Also, if you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all my information will be in the description box below. You can use coupon code BELLA20 to get 20% off your reading with me on my site. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, Psychic Bella Love. Again, thank you. Shout out to Nosy Hoes Live, I am Tia B, and Jaguar Wright. So thanks, guys, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.